Before the noise of the world steals your attention, before doubt has a chance to speak louder than faith, I invite you to pause, just for a moment. What if today, God wanted to speak directly to your heart? What if every question, every fear, every silent prayer has brought you to this very moment? You didn't click on this video by accident. You were led here. There's a message waiting for you, a whisper from heaven, spoken straight into your soul. So breathe deeply, open your heart, and let the one who knows you best remind you who you truly are.
Come closer, my beloved. Pause everything else just for a moment. I've been waiting for you. Yes, you. Right now, in this very moment, I see you. You're not reading these words by accident. I have something personal to tell you, something meant only for your heart. The world may have been too loud lately, pulling you in all directions, but here, right now, I offer you quiet. I offer you peace. Can you feel it? That subtle tug in your spirit is me. I am whispering, gently, calmly, reminding you that you are not alone. You never have been. Even when you thought no one cared, I did. Even when your tears fell silently in the dark, I collected every single one. Let me remind you of the beauty that still surrounds you, of the breath in your lungs, the beating of your heart, the sunrise that warmed your skin this morning, the meal you ate, no matter how simple it was. These are not coincidences. They are signs, reminders that I am with you in the ordinary. So often, your mind races with worry, with pressure, with thoughts about what might go wrong. You carry so much more than you were meant to. I see the way you carry those hidden burdens, smiling on the outside but weighed down within. I want to lift those off your shoulders. You weren't meant to live a life of silent struggle. When you feel like everything depends on your effort, your perfection, your strength, it's exhausting, isn't it? That's because you were designed to rely on me. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You don't have to figure it all out. Let me be your strength. Let me carry what you can't. You have no idea how much peace awaits you when you simply let go and say, God, I need you. That one whisper from your heart has more power than 1,000 actions made in fear. You think your faith isn't strong enough? That it's small? That's okay. Even faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains when it's placed in me. I never asked for perfect faith. I asked for real faith, honest, unfiltered, the kind that shows up even when you're trembling. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think about? Is it the stress? The deadlines? The mistakes of yesterday? I want to change that. I want to be the first thing your heart runs to, not out of obligation, but because you've come to know that in my presence is where peace lives. I created you not just to survive this life, but to walk through it with joy, purpose, and fullness. You were never meant to live in fear of losing the things you love. You were meant to rest in the truth that nothing and no one can take away the love I've placed upon your life. I'm not like people. I don't change my mind about you. I don't withdraw my affection when you mess up. I don't walk away when things get hard. My love is steady, everlasting, and unshaken. Even if the world walks out, I stay. Even when you can't feel me, I'm still right here. Your emotions are not evidence of my absence. They're simply reminders of how human you are and how deeply you need me. I knew you would feel overwhelmed sometimes. That's why I gave you my word, my spirit, my promises. Not so you would impress me with your strength, but so you would come to me in your weakness. My child, don't you see? I'm not waiting for the perfect version of you. I'm already in love with who you are today, right here, right now. Every flaw, every scar, every hidden part of you. I see it all, and I still call you mine. There's nothing you could reveal to me that would make me turn away. Nothing. Instead, I lean in closer. I whisper, you are still worthy. You are still loved. You are still enough. That pain you've been trying to hide from everyone, I see it, and I want to heal it. But first, you have to let me in. Not halfway. Not when you've figured it all out. Now, in your brokenness, in your questions, in your exhaustion, that's when my power is most visible. That's when my grace becomes undeniable. You've been carrying the weight of your future like it all depends on you. But what if I told you that I'm already there? That I've already seen every road ahead, and I've placed blessings along your path that will surprise you? Would you still worry as much? Or would you start walking with your head held high, knowing that the Creator of heaven is guiding your every step? Don't let fear dictate your pace. Let faith determine your direction. There will be storms. I never promised a life without them, but I did promise that I'd be in the boat with you, speaking peace to the waves, holding your hand when the wind howls the loudest. I am the one who calms the sea, and I am the one who still calms your heart. Trust me, not just with your Sundays, but with your Mondays, your disappointments, your heartbreaks, your unspoken prayers. I hear them all. Every sigh, every cry, every God, are you still there? Yes, I'm here. I'm not just near. I'm inside every moment of your life. I see your dreams, even the ones you've buried. I know the plans I have for you. They're not average plans. They're not half-formed ideas. They're beautiful, specific, and saturated in purpose. You weren't created by accident. You weren't born to blend in. There is something unique, something radiant, something eternal that I've placed inside you. And when you live in step with me, that part of you comes alive. You stop chasing approval from others and start walking in the confidence that comes from being fully known and fully loved by me. So take a breath. Let this moment be a turning point. Choose today to trust again. Not because life is easy, but because I am with you. Not because you feel strong, but because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You've heard my voice today because your soul was longing for it. And I promise this is just the beginning. What I'm preparing for you will exceed everything you imagined. Walk with me, stay close, and watch what happens next. You're still here, and that matters more than you know. It means your heart is listening. It means something within you recognizes that these words are not ordinary. They carry a weight, a truth your soul has always known deep down. I am speaking to you. My dear one, you've been through so much, haven't you? You've smiled when your heart was tired, carried burdens in silence because you didn't want to trouble anyone, and kept pressing forward when giving up felt easier. I saw it all. Every late night filled with anxious thoughts. Every moment you had to wipe away tears quickly before someone noticed. You've endured more than others realize, and through it all, you've held on even if just by a thread. But do you know what that thread was? Faith. It didn't have to be loud or flashy. It didn't have to look perfect. But it was real, and that's all I ever asked for. You might not see it, but the heavens rejoiced every time you whispered my name in the dark. Every time you chose to believe when circumstances screamed the opposite, something shifted in the spiritual realm. You've been sowing seeds of faith all this time, and the harvest is on its way. Even now, things are changing around you, quietly, invisibly, supernaturally. You may not feel it yet, but your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Favor is being assigned to your life. I'm orchestrating divine connections, lining up opportunities that align perfectly with the calling I placed inside of you. Nothing you've gone through will be wasted. The pain, the delays, the heartbreak, it's all been preparation. What others thought would break you only made you more rooted in me. And now you're ready. Ready for the next level. Ready to step into the identity I've been forming in you through every high and low. This isn't about religion or rituals. This is about relationship. It always has been. I don't need grand speeches or flawless prayers. I want your heart. I want your honesty. I want the version of you that thinks it's not enough because that's where I do my greatest work. You don't need to clean yourself up before coming to me. Come messy. Come tired. Come confused. I can handle all of it. I'm not offended by your questions, and I'm not surprised by your doubts. I see beyond your fears and flaws, and I call you by name. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Still chosen. Despite everything. Especially because of everything. I've been walking beside you through the fire, not just watching from afar. That pain you thought would destroy you, it will become the testimony that frees others. That season where everything felt silent, that's when I was planting the deepest roots in your soul. I haven't been still. I've been working behind the scenes, building the foundation so that when the breakthrough comes, you won't crumble under its weight. I've taught you how to bend but not break. And soon you'll understand why the winds blew so hard. It wasn't to defeat you. It was to deepen you. You were made to carry something sacred. My presence, my word, my love. And now the world will see it in you. They'll feel it when you walk into the room. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll be drawn to it. It's me, alive in you. But don't rush this. You don't have to force anything. Just stay close to me. I'll lead you step by step. My voice will become clearer as your trust deepens. You don't need to see the whole path. Just follow me one moment at a time. I'll never lead you into harm. I'll never abandon you midway. What I begin, I finish, and I began something beautiful in you long ago. You're not behind. You're not late. You're right on time. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment has brought you closer to the exact place I need you to be. And even now, I'm reshaping things, removing what you don't need, pruning what must go, and preparing your heart to hold the blessings I've reserved for you. There's no need to compete, compare, or strive. What I have for you has your name on it. No one else can take it. No mistake can cancel it. You don't have to prove your worth. You already have it. You are mine, and that is your greatest identity. Let the world say what it wants. Let others misunderstand or walk away. I remain constant, steady, unmoved. I am your anchor when life feels unstable. I am your peace when your mind is loud. I am your light when everything feels dark. My presence doesn't always come in thunder or lightning. Sometimes it's a whisper, a gentle warmth, a sudden calm. That's me. And I'm here, not tomorrow, not only in church, right now, where you are, reading these words with a searching heart. I want you to believe again, not because it all makes sense, but because you've experienced enough of me to know I'm real. You've seen my fingerprints on your life before, and you will see them again. Don't let your current situation become a verdict. It's just a chapter, a necessary one, but not the end. Turn the page with me. Trust me to write the next part. And I promise, it will be more beautiful than you expected. You don't need to beg for what I already want to give. Just open your hands. Keep your heart soft. Let gratitude replace fear. When you wake up tomorrow, before checking your phone or running to the noise of the world, take a moment to say, God, I'm here. I trust you. That one sentence will shift your atmosphere. I'll meet you there, every time. And the more you come, the more you'll recognize my nearness. Not as a distant hope, but a daily reality. I'm not just God over the universe. I'm the Father who knows your voice, your laugh, your tears, your dreams. I'm not hard to reach. I'm as close as your next breath. And I'm not letting go. You don't need to try so hard to earn my attention. You already have it. Before you spoke a word today, before you opened your eyes, I was watching over you. Not as a distant observer, but as a loving father whose heart beats in rhythm with yours. I know how exhausting it's been to carry dreams that feel delayed. To smile when inside you wonder if I've forgotten. I haven't. I never lost sight of what you've asked me for. Your voice, even when it trembles, reaches me. Your prayers, even the ones you couldn't finish because you broke into tears, are heard. And more than that, they're treasured. I've kept them. Not one word was wasted. Not one cry went unnoticed. You are not talking into empty space when you speak to me. You are being held. And I want you to know something sacred today. Delay is not denial. My timing isn't slow, it's strategic. There are blessings I've prepared for you, but I've also been preparing you for those blessings. You've been growing even when you didn't feel it, maturing in ways the world can't measure. You've learned to forgive people who didn't apologize. You've chosen love when it would have been easier to shut your heart. You've kept believing when no one else encouraged you. And that, my beloved, is strength. Don't measure your progress only by what you see in the mirror or the numbers in your account. I see the transformation happening inside of you, and it's beautiful. I see the nights you've chosen worship instead of worry. The days you've offered kindness when you yourself were hurting. That is not weakness. That is divine resilience. And I am proud of you. Yes, I said it. I'm proud of you. I'm not ashamed of your story. I'm not embarrassed by your scars. I don't love some future version of you more than I love the present one. Right now, as you are fully known and fully embraced by me. And nothing will ever change that. When the world tries to define your value by your performance, remember that my love is not performance-based. It's promise-based, and I keep my promises. I promise to never leave you, and I haven't. I promise to guide you, and I am. I promise to restore what was lost, and I will. Some of the things you've cried over, I am already healing behind the scenes. Some of the situations that kept you up at night, I'm working out even as you read this. I'm aligning hearts, rearranging events, breaking chains in the invisible. You won't always see what I'm doing, but when the moment is right, it will become undeniable. The blessing will arrive not because you forced it, but because you trusted me, because you held on to hope when everything around you told you to let go. I honor that. I honor you. You have not labored in vain. Your faithfulness, your integrity, your secret sacrifices, they matter to me. You don't need applause or recognition from others to prove your worth. Heaven has witnessed what you've done in secret, and what you've sown in quiet tears, you will reap in joyful praise. Keep your eyes on me, not on the timeline. Trust that I know when and how to deliver what your heart longs for. I'm not trying to tease or test you. I'm shaping you into someone who can carry glory, not just receive gifts. I want your soul to be strong enough to hold what I'm about to place in your hands. Because when I bless abundantly. But I also protect. I won't give you something that could destroy you. That's why I take my time. That's why I whisper wait when you beg for now. It's not to withhold joy. It's to ensure it lasts. Your foundation must be firm so that the blessings I send don't become burdens. And you're getting there. Every day you're learning to lean more on me, to discern my voice more clearly, to walk by faith more steadily. Do you realize how far you've come? There were days you thought you wouldn't make it, days you almost gave up, and yet here you are, still seeking me, still hoping, still holding on. That speaks volumes about the strength I've placed within you. The enemy tried to wear you down, to whisper lies that said I was silent, uninterested, or disappointed. But you didn't believe him, not fully. Even in your doubts, there was a flicker of belief. And that flicker is growing. Let your faith expand. You don't have to force yourself to be perfect. You only need to remain connected to me. In my presence, you'll find peace for your anxiety, clarity for your confusion, and rest for your weary soul. You're not failing because you're tired. You're simply in need of my renewal. Come close again. Let me refresh you. You don't need to earn it. Just receive it. Breathe deeply. Let go of the weight of what hasn't happened yet. Let go of the guilt for what you didn't do yesterday. I'm not holding that against you. I'm offering you grace today. Fresh mercy, like morning dew, is waiting for you. All I ask is that you keep coming. When you feel strong, come. When you feel weak, come. When you're full of joy or covered in shame, come. I'll never push you away. I am the safest place you'll ever know. I won't exploit your vulnerability or mock your wounds. I will heal them, gently, lovingly, thoroughly. And in time, you'll look back and realize that everything I allowed was shaping you into someone who resembles me. That's the goal. Not perfection, but reflection. Of my heart, my love, my truth. And you're getting there. More than you know. Keep walking. I'm right beside you. You wonder sometimes why I chose you. You look around and see others more qualified, more confident, more accomplished. And the question creeps into your heart. Why me, Lord? But I want you to hear me clearly now, because I saw something in you that no one else noticed. I saw your heart. I saw the tenderness behind your fears, the compassion behind your silence, the strength behind your tears. I saw someone who, even when life tried to make them bitter, kept choosing love. Someone who, even when they were overlooked by others, kept showing up. That's why I chose you. Not because you were the loudest, the most impressive, or the most polished, but because you were honest. Because when you fell, you got back up. Because you allowed me to shape you even in your weakness. The world may not value the kind of strength you carry, but I do. You have stood in storms that should have broken you. You have survived seasons that drained others. You kept believing, even when the evidence was thin and the path unclear. That's faith. That's what delights my heart. You don't need to be like anyone else. I created you uniquely, and I want to use you as you are, not as a copy of someone else. Stop shrinking to fit into expectations that were never meant for you. Stop hiding the light I placed inside you. I didn't give you gifts to remain buried beneath insecurity. I gave them so you would shine, not to impress, but to illuminate. There are people who need what you carry. There are souls who will find healing through your story. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to be willing. Let me speak through your kindness, your patience, your resilience. Let your life be the proof that I restore what's broken and give strength to the weary. You think your story is ordinary, but I'm telling you, it's miraculous. Every detail, even the ones you tried to erase, I can use for glory. There is purpose in your pain and power in your perseverance. I will not let any of it be wasted. Don't compare your journey to others. You don't know the full weight they carry, just as they don't know yours. Stay in your lane. Focus on your lane. I have a plan tailor-made for you. The timing, the connections, the breakthroughs, they're being woven together even now. Your job is not to control the outcome, but to remain close to me. The enemy would love for you to disqualify yourself, to believe the lie that you're too flawed, too late, too broken. But I need you to know that the very places where you feel most unworthy are the places where my grace shines brightest. I don't just use strength, I use surrender. I use the weak things to confound the strong, the quiet ones to shake the earth, the overlooked ones to lead with fire in their bones. You're not forgotten, you're positioned. I haven't overlooked you. I've been developing you. In the background, in the hidden places, in the waiting. I've been preparing you, not punishing you. That long delay wasn't to discourage you. It was to deepen you. Your roots needed time to grow so that when your branches stretch wide, you'll have the depth to support what's coming. And what's coming, my child, is something you've only glimpsed in dreams. I am bringing restoration to the places you thought were finished. I am breathing new life into dreams you gave up on. I am making rivers in deserts, pathways in the wilderness. Don't lose heart now. You're closer than you think. If you could see what I'm setting into motion, your doubts would vanish. If you knew the joy that's ahead, your tears would become songs. I know it still hurts. I know the waiting stretches your patience. But every moment you choose to trust me in silence is a victory in the unseen. Every yes you whisper in the dark is breaking ground for miracles. You're not losing time, you're gathering wisdom. You're not behind schedule, you're being aligned. Keep tending to your spirit. Stay in my word. Guard your peace. Protect your joy. You don't need to defend yourself, prove yourself, or justify your process. I am your defender. I am your vindicator. Those who misunderstood you will see the truth. Those who dismissed you will witness my favor on your life. But don't worry about proving them wrong. Focus on proving me right. Show the world what it means to be loved by a faithful God. Let your life be a declaration that says, I made it, not because I had all the answers, but because I trusted the one who did. I will make your life a testament, not of your perfection, but of my redemption. You are not too broken for me to use. In fact, your broken places are where my glory shines best. I do not ask for polished performances. I ask for surrendered hearts. I ask for vessels willing to carry my light, even if they've been cracked. Your scars are not shameful. They are sacred. They speak of survival. They prove that you've been through fire and still carry the fragrance of hope. You are not just someone I want to bless. You are someone I want to send. Into your home, into your workplace, into the world. You may never stand on stages, but your presence will shift atmospheres. You may never write books, but your words will bring life. You may not feel like a leader, but others are watching you, learning from your endurance, your gentleness, your faith. That is influence. That is impact. That is kingdom. So walk boldly today, not in arrogance, but in quiet confidence. You carry my spirit. You reflect my love. And wherever you go, you bring light into darkness. You don't need to fear what's ahead. I've already walked it. Just hold my hand and keep moving forward. One step, one breath, one prayer at a time. I'm not letting go. I never will. You've been searching, haven't you? For clarity, for purpose, for something that makes it all feel worth it. You've looked in the direction of success, of relationships, of recognition. And though some things brought you moments of joy, the ache remains. That quiet ache that says, there must be more than this. And I'm here to tell you, there is. That ache was never a flaw. It was a signal, compass, a sacred whisper from your soul reminding you that you were made for more than this world could offer. You were created for communion, not just accomplishment. You were shaped not only for impact but for intimacy with me. And that's why nothing else has ever fully satisfied you. Because everything else was only meant to point you back to me. I am the more your heart longs for. I am the stillness in the storm, the certainty when nothing else makes sense. I am not another item on your list. I am the reason the list even exists. I placed eternity in your heart, and that longing will never be silenced by temporary things. You were never meant to live distracted. You were never meant to rush past beauty, to survive on empty words, to lose yourself in noise. You were made for stillness, for depth, for wonder. And when life becomes too loud to hear me, I don't get angry. I wait. I wait for you to come back to the quiet place. I wait for you to turn your face toward mine again. Not because I need your worship, but because you need my presence. I know what the world does to your soul. I know how comparison dulls your joy and how pressure steals your peace. I know how the need to prove yourself makes you feel like you're never enough. But I'm not asking you to perform. I'm asking you to abide, to remain, to rest in me, not strive for me. There is a difference. The world tells you that you have to do more, be more, achieve more. I tell you that you already are deeply loved, fully known, and eternally valued just as you are. You don't have to hustle for a seat at my table. I built it with you in mind. You belong here. You always have. Come without your armor. Come without the mask. Come with the pieces you've been trying to keep together for so long. I'll hold them. I'll hold you. There is no wound too deep for me to heal. No shame too heavy for me to lift. No part of your story too dark for my light. I didn't flinch when I saw the parts you tried to hide. I moved closer. I entered into the pain with you. I wept with you. And now I'm here to restore what was broken. I'm not asking you to pretend. I'm inviting you to be real. Let's talk about the things you're afraid to say out loud. The disappointments that still haunt you. The dreams you've buried under layers of survival. Care about them. Care about you. And not just the spiritual part of you, the whole you. Your emotions matter to me. Your relationships matter. Your health, your finances, your fears, your future. It all matters. Because you matter. Stop believing the lie that I only show up in the holy moments. I am with you in the mundane, the messy, the in-between. When you're sitting in traffic, when you're folding laundry, when you're staring at the ceiling wondering if you're doing life right. I am there. You don't need a perfect setting to hear my voice. Just a willing heart. I speak through quiet thoughts, through moments of beauty, through scriptures that suddenly feel alive. My voice doesn't always thunder, it often whispers. And I'm whispering now, I love you. I love you without condition. I love you when you're hopeful and when you're discouraged. When you're focused and when you're distracted. When you're strong and when you're completely undone. Nothing changes my love for you. You can't lose it. You can't outrun it. You can't outsin it. My love is not based on your perfection but rooted in my nature, and I never change. You are safe with me, safer than you've ever been. When others walked away, I stayed. When others judged, I defended. When you felt unworthy, I saw someone worth dying for. My love is not passive. It moves. It lifts, it heals, it transforms. And right now, it's surrounding you. Right now, it's working in places you can't even see. I'm not limited by your past, your patterns, or your pain. I'm the God who rewrites stories, who turns graves into gardens, mourning into dancing, emptiness into overflow. And I want to do that for you, not just for others, for you. I want to fill your cup until it overflows. I want you to wake up with peace instead of pressure, to walk in freedom instead of fear, to love without walls, to hope without apology. This is not beyond your reach. This is the life I've always had in mind for you. It doesn't start when everything is perfect. It starts when you say yes. Yes to trust. Yes to surrender. Yes to believing that what I said about you is more true than what the world says. You are mine, called, chosen, anointed, and deeply, irrevocably loved. So take that step toward me. It doesn't have to be big. Just turn your heart in my direction. I'll meet you there. I always do. There's a fire inside you that you've tried to quiet. Not because it wasn't real, but because life convinced you it was too much. You were told to stay small, to be realistic, to not expect too much from me or from yourself. But that fire? I placed it there. I didn't create you to be timid. I didn't form you in secret only to have you walk through life half alive. I shaped you with purpose, with power, with the kind of strength that moves mountains, even if right now you feel like the mountain is sitting on top of you. That spark you keep feeling when your heart stirs at the idea of something greater? That's not fantasy, that's faith waking up again. I'm calling that fire back to life. I'm calling you out of the shadows, out of the doubt, out of the cage others tried to lock you in. It's time to rise. I know you've been hurt. I know you've been disappointed. You prayed and it didn't happen. You gave and weren't appreciated. You loved and were rejected. I saw it all. I didn't look away. I held every piece of your broken hope in my hands. But I want you to hear me. Just because something didn't work out doesn't mean you weren't called. Just because you were knocked down doesn't mean you've lost your way. Wounds don't disqualify you, they refine you. I didn't allow the pain to crush you. I used it to shape you. The broken pieces are not your ending. They are the beginning of something unshakable. This next season is not about survival. It's about revival. About stepping fully into who you were meant to be, without fear, without apology. You are not a burden. You are not too much. You are not forgotten or overlooked. You are seen, known, equipped, and fiercely loved. And I'm raising you up, not just to find healing, but to become a healer. Not just to be blessed, but to become a blessing. You have something to give, something to say, something the world needs. And it doesn't have to look like anyone else's journey. Your voice doesn't have to sound like theirs. Your calling doesn't have to match theirs. What I've placed in you is unique, and it's time to stop comparing your light to someone else's. The sun and the moon both shine, but never at the same time. There is a time for your light, and it's coming. But first, I need you to believe that you're worthy of shining. That the things I've whispered to your soul in the quiet weren't dreams to tease you, but promises to anchor you. I've spoken life into you, and it's still growing, even when you don't see it. The seeds of obedience you planted in the dark are about to bloom. And when they do, you'll understand why the wait was so long, why the pruning was so painful, why I closed the doors you begged me to open. I wasn't being cruel. I was protecting the harvest. Because what's coming is sacred. It's weighty, carries my name, not just your own. And I won't let anything cheapen it. Not the wrong people, not the wrong timing, not your own insecurity. I've been preparing you in the quiet, training your ears to hear me, strengthening your soul so that when the wind rises again, you'll remain grounded. You won't be shaken by the opinions of others. You won't be swayed by the pull of the world. You'll walk in the kind of peace that doesn't make sense to anyone but me and you, because you'll know what it took to get here. You'll know the price of the oil you carry. That oil, the anointing I've poured over your life, is not light. It's heavy with purpose, soaked in grace, and refined through fire. Don't be ashamed of the battles you've fought. Don't hide the scars. They're not signs of failure, they're marks of faith. They prove that you were in the fight and that you made it through. You may have walked through the valley, but you didn't stay there. You kept moving. And now it's time to rise, to lift your head and square your shoulders. Not in pride, but in confidence. Confidence that you are mine. Confidence that I walk before you, beside you, and behind you. That I have assigned angels to guard you. That every breath you take is permission to live boldly. You weren't born to simply exist. You were born to reflect my glory in every space you enter. So don't hold back. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait until you feel ready. I'm telling you now, you're ready enough to begin. Your yes is all I need. Your surrender is the soil where miracles grow. Let me lead you. Let me use what's in your hands, even if it feels small. Moses had a staff. David had a stone. Mary had her willingness. That's all I needed then. That's all I need now. I don't require perfection. I require permission. Let me move in your life in ways you've never seen before. Let me surprise you with joy again. Let me bring laughter back into your home, lightness into your step, courage into your decisions. I want you to expect goodness. I want you to expect breakthrough. I want you to walk into rooms with your heart open, not guarded by fear, but clothed in peace. The kind of peace that tells every lie, you no longer belong here. Fear doesn't own you. Shame doesn't define you. And your past can't follow you into the future I'm calling you into. I'm rewriting the narrative. I'm redeeming the time. And I'm setting you free, not just from what held you back, but for what's ahead. You are not starting over. You are stepping into what has always been yours. The time is now, and I am with you. There's a reason you're still standing. After everything you've been through, after all the weight you've carried, after all the silent battles no one else knew about, you're still here. And that's not an accident. It's not coincidence. It's because I've been holding you. Even when you felt like you were slipping, even when you questioned whether you could keep going, my grace was wrapped around you like armor. You survived things you thought would destroy you. And I know how tired you were pretending to be okay when all you wanted was someone to say, I see you. So hear me now. I see you. I've always seen you. In the quiet moments when your heart screamed but your lips stayed silent. In the spaces where your soul felt too fragile to explain. I was there. Every single tear counted. Every doubt understood. Every cry for help heard. And I need you to know something. I never ignored your pain. I held it like a sacred offering, not because I needed your suffering, but because I knew what I would build from it. You see scars. I see strength. You see broken pieces. I see sacred beauty. You see delays. I see divine timing. There's not one moment in your story that I can't redeem. Not one chapter one can't rewrite. I specialize in the impossible, in the unlikely, in the ones everyone else gave up on. I am not like them. I don't walk away when it's messy. I draw closer. You don't have to keep pretending everything's fine when you talk to me. I already know the truth, and I love you just the same. In fact, I love you even more when you're honest. When you tell me how afraid you are. When you admit that your faith feels weak. When you confess that sometimes you wonder if I'm really listening. I don't get offended. I get closer. Because I would rather have your raw honesty than your distant silence. I didn't come for your performance. I came for your heart, and I'm still after it. Even after all this time, I haven't given up on you. I haven't changed my mind about the promises I made. They still stand. My word still holds. But sometimes you need to stop long enough to remember that. The world has made you believe that speed equals success, that silence means abandonment, that unanswered prayers mean I'm displeased with you. None of that is true. I work in the stillness. I speak in the wait. And when I am silent, I am not absent. I am working with precision, orchestrating things far beyond what you can see. I'm moving hearts, repositioning circumstances, aligning every detail so that when my answer comes, it fits perfectly into your life. I don't do halfway blessings. I don't give you scraps. I give you abundance. But you need to let me heal what's been left open for too long. That part of you that still flinches when certain names come up. That part that still aches when you revisit old memories. The disappointment that's hardened into cynicism. The wall you built so no one could ever hurt you again. Not even me. Let it come down. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to heal you. But healing doesn't always come in the form you expect. Sometimes it begins with the simple choice to forgive. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Forgive me. If somewhere in your heart you still hold me responsible for what you lost, I can take that too. I want all of it. Not because I'm demanding, but because I'm the only one who knows how to carry it without crushing you. You've been strong for so long. Now I'm asking you to be soft again. That takes more courage than anyone realizes. To feel again, to hope again, to believe again. But that's where the miracles begin. Not in the noise of forced positivity, but in the quiet surrender of a soul saying, I'm ready to feel again, even if it hurts. And yes, there will be discomfort as old wounds surface. But I won't leave you in the middle of it. I'll walk with you through every layer, every memory, every moment you thought you had to bury. I'll bring light into places you've kept hidden for years. And as you let me do this deep work, you'll start to notice something changing. Your breath will feel lighter. Your laughter will return. Your sleep will deepen. Your joy won't feel forced. It will feel natural again. That's what my love does. It restores. It softens what life made hard. It breathes life into what the world tried to call dead. You are not a lost cause. You are not behind. You are healing. And healing isn't always loud or fast. Sometimes it's the small things. The quiet courage to get out of bed. The whisper of gratitude even when the day feels heavy. The choice to show up for one more moment. I see it all. I count it all as victory. You don't need to run anymore. From me. From your past. From yourself. There is nothing you could bring to me that would make me change my mind about you. I've seen it all and I still chose the cross. Not because you were perfect, but because you were worth it. That's the truth the enemy never wants you to believe. That you are loved at your lowest. That you are chosen in your chaos. That you are never too far gone to be brought home. And that's what I'm doing now, calling you home. Not to a location, but to a place of rest inside yourself. A place where you and I are close again. Where you don't have to explain, impress, or earn anything. Just be. Just breathe. Just receive. I'm not in a hurry. I'll wait as long as it takes. But know this. When you're ready to walk in freedom, I'll be right here, holding the door open. You've carried silence like a shield, haven't you? Hiding behind the smiles, the routine, the well-rehearsed answers that keep people from asking too much. You've become an expert at pretending it doesn't still hurt, that you're over it, that you've moved on. But I know the truth. I see what's underneath the armor. I see the moments when your soul feels weary from pretending. I see how your heart still aches in places that have never been named. And I want to meet you there, in the hidden, in the part of you that hasn't been touched by human words because no one ever stayed long enough to understand it. But I've stayed. I've never left. Even when you pushed me away, even when you blamed me, even when you whispered into the darkness that you were done hoping. I stayed. And I'll stay. Not out of obligation, but because I delight in you. Yes, even in the middle of your confusion and frustration, I still delight in you. You are not a project to me. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not a collection of failed moments. You are my beloved. And I'm here to remind you, nothing is wasted. Not the heartbreak, not the long nights, not the years you think you lost. I'm the God who restores time. I redeem what others threw away. I take what was meant to break you and make it the foundation you stand on. But you must stop agreeing with the lie that this is all there is. You've settled for survival, but I'm offering revival. You've been running on empty, patching the holes in your soul with temporary distractions, with people who don't truly see you, with goals that leave you feeling more hollow than before. Let it go. Not because you failed, but because it's time to grow. I'm calling you higher. Not into performance, but into presence. Into knowing me, not just knowing about me. Into experiencing joy that doesn't fade. Peace that can't be shaken. Hope that doesn't depend on circumstances. But it starts with this. Stop punishing yourself for not being further along. Growth is not always linear. Healing is not always visible. Sometimes the greatest victories are the quiet ones. Like the day you chose not to give up, even when every emotion begged you to. I saw that. I celebrated that. You think you're behind, but you're right on schedule. My schedule. The one not bound by the timelines of this world. I'm not rushing you. I'm rebuilding you. Carefully. Lovingly. Thoroughly. I know what I'm doing. You can trust my timing. But I need you to take your hands off what you were never meant to carry. Let me have the outcome. Let me hold the fear. You don't have to protect yourself anymore. I've got you. I always have. What would happen if you truly believed that I am for you? That I'm not setting you up for disappointment but preparing you for something you can't even imagine yet? What would change if you stopped rehearsing the worst and started expecting goodness again? I know you're afraid to hope. I know hope feels dangerous when you've been let down before. But I need you to risk it. I need you to believe again, not because you're naive, but because you know who I am. I am not the one who left. I am not the one who betrayed you. I am the one who stayed, who comforted you through every storm, who whispered, "Keep going," when you were ready to collapse. I am the one who turns ashes into beauty and despair into dancing. And I'm not done with you. Not even close. This is not the end of your story. This is the middle, the place where tension builds, where character is formed, where miracles begin to stir just beneath the surface. Don't stop here. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep opening your heart, even if it feels fragile. Because what I'm bringing into your life will not require you to break yourself to receive it. It will feel like healing. It will feel like breath. It will feel like me. No more performing. No more pretending. Just presence. Just love. Just a new chapter where you no longer feel like you're trying to earn my approval but walking in the truth that you already have it. I loved you before you ever did anything for me. I chose you before the world knew your name. I called you before you learned how to pray. And my call hasn't changed. You're still mine. And I'm still yours. So lift your head. Straighten your back. Take a deep breath. Not because everything is perfect, but because my peace is perfect even in the middle of chaos. Let that peace fill you now. Let it calm the noise. Let it soften the places that life has hardened. I know it hasn't been easy. I know the journey has cost you more than words can explain. But hear me now, none of it will be wasted. I'll use every tear, every setback, every lonely night for good. Not just to bless you, but to bless others through you. Your life will be a light, not because it's been without pain, but because you've let me transform the pain into purpose. That's what we're doing now. Building something eternal. Laying stones of surrender, faith, and trust. Not flashy, but firm. Not always visible, but deeply rooted. And when the winds blow again, you'll stand. Not because of your own strength, but because you're standing on me. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit? That quiet sense that something is shifting, not around you, but within you? That's me. That's the evidence that your prayers are not empty echoes. That your surrender has not gone unnoticed. The ground under your feet may still feel uncertain, but your soul is being steadied. Slowly, steadily, supernaturally, I am building something new in you. You are not who you were, and that is a miracle in itself. There was a time when fear dictated your decisions, when you second-guessed every word, every choice, every step. But now, courage is starting to speak louder than fear. Not the loud, boastful kind. No, yours is the quiet kind of courage. The kind that gets back up without an audience, that keeps showing up even when it would be easier to give up. That is the kind of strength heaven honors. That is the kind of heart I can entrust with greater things. You may not see it yet, but others will begin to notice. The glow in your eyes, the gentleness in your words, the steady hope you carry even when circumstances haven't caught up yet. That's me, alive in you. My presence is becoming your default posture, not just your emergency rescue. And that changes everything. Because when my peace becomes your starting point, the storms don't shake you like they used to. You begin to recognize that trials aren't signs of failure, they're opportunities for greater faith. You start walking with a sense of expectancy, not dread. You begin praying not just to escape the hard things, but to encounter me in the midst of them. And that, my beloved, is transformation. That is what we've been building toward. Not just blessing for the sake of comfort, but blessing with purpose. Joy that overflows. Peace that leads others home. Love that has weight and depth because it's been tested and proven true. You've earned your scars, but now you wear them like armor. You've walked through fire, but now you carry fire. And I'm not sending you forward empty-handed. I'm equipping you with wisdom, discernment, clarity, and supernatural strength. Not just so you can live a good life, but so you can bring life wherever you go. You are my vessel, my ambassador, my living testimony, and nothing about your story has disqualified you from that. In fact, your past has only qualified you more. People don't need perfection. They need real. They need hope that breathes, faith that bleeds, and truth that carries the scent of heaven and the footprints of humanity. That's what you offer. That's who you are. Don't minimize it. Don't shrink. You've hidden long enough. You've questioned your worth long enough. You've waited on permission long enough. This is it. This is the moment you begin to walk differently, not because everything outside has changed, but because everything inside has. The insecurities that once paralyzed you, they're losing their grip. The doubts that once silenced you, they're beginning to fade. Not because they're gone completely, but because they no longer have authority. You've learned to bring them to me, to surrender them in prayer instead of letting them rule your decisions. That is maturity. That is faith. That is the beginning of wisdom. And now I'm giving you more understanding, more insight, more capacity to love the people I've placed in your life. You are not meant to carry everyone, but you are called to reflect me to them. In your tone, in your patience, in the way you forgive when it's hard, and serve when it's unnoticed. These are the acts that move heaven. These are the seeds that will produce lasting fruit. And the harvest is coming. You've waited, wept, worshipped, and now the clouds are beginning to part. Light is breaking through, not just the light of opportunity, but the light of revelation. You're seeing yourself clearly now, not as the world has defined you, but as I do. Chosen, capable, beloved. There's no more room for shame here. It's time to leave behind the guilt that was never yours to carry. I'm not the voice that condemns. I'm the hand that lifts. And right now, I'm lifting you, not because you've earned it, but because you're mine. My child, my delight, my instrument of peace in a restless world. I'm calling you to walk in the confidence of someone who is deeply known and still fully loved. That kind of love changes how you speak, how you move, how you dream. It breaks cycles. It builds bridges. It heals wounds that logic can't touch. Let it fill you now. Let it overflow. The people around you are not waiting for your perfection. They're waiting for your presence, your authenticity, your surrender. And as you continue to lean into me, I will continue to open doors. Not just physical ones, but doors in hearts, in minds, in spaces that once felt closed to you. You'll see influence growing, not through striving, but through consistency. Through the quiet power of showing up with grace day after day. I'm not asking you to be loud. I'm asking you to be light. You've been prepared for this. Everything you've been through has brought you to this moment, and nothing will be wasted. Let your hope be louder than your history. Let your worship rise higher than your worry. Let me take the lead. I'm not walking behind you, waiting for your mistakes. I'm walking ahead, clearing the path, making crooked places straight, and filling each step with divine purpose. This is the beginning of something new. You are stepping into sacred territory. Walk slowly. Walk humbly. Walk with me. Let's talk about your world. The people, the places, the ordinary moments that quietly shape your everyday. You may not realize it, but I have placed you exactly where you are for a reason. Yes, even in the mess, even in the mundane, even in the situations you would have never chosen. Your life is not a series of random events. It's a mission field. Every room you walk into carries my presence because you carry me. Every conversation has the potential to become sacred when your heart is open to me. I know you sometimes wonder if you're doing enough, if you're truly making a difference. But listen closely, impact doesn't always look like applause. Sometimes it looks like consistency. Sometimes it looks like the quiet choice to forgive. The decision to listen instead of react. The soft strength it takes to stay kind when others are harsh. That is kingdom work. That is ministry. And you've been doing it even when you didn't realize it. You're loving when it hurts. You're showing up when it's easier to walk away. You're planting seeds of peace where others sow division. And I see it. I see every little act of compassion. Every private sacrifice. Every unseen moment where you choose to reflect my character instead of your pain. You are shining more than you know. And yes, I am asking more of you, but not as a burden, as a calling, not to weigh you down, but to lift others through you. Because there are people in your life right now who need hope, but they don't need another sermon. They need your story, your smile, your presence. They need someone to believe in them when they can't believe in themselves. And I want to use you for that. I want to speak through your life, through the tone of your voice, the patience in your eyes, the kindness in your words. This is not about perfection. This is about being available, being real, being willing. I'm not asking you to have all the answers. I'm asking you to love well. That is how the world will know me. Through the way you love, the way you forgive, the way you serve with joy instead of complaint. So don't underestimate what I can do through you. I don't need loud. I need faithful. I don't need grand gestures. I need genuine hearts. Hearts like yours. Even if you feel unqualified. Especially if you do. Because that's where my power shows up, in your surrender, not your strength. And if you're still unsure, if you're still asking, why me? I'll tell you, because you've been broken and didn't quit. Because you've known pain and chose empathy. Because you've been through storms and still talk about grace. That's why I chose you. You carry the fragrance of mercy, the humility that comes from walking through the valley. And those who have walked through darkness become the brightest lights when they let me shine through them. So go ahead and let go of the belief that someone else would do it better. I called you. I placed those people in your life on purpose. That family member who drains you. That coworker who tests your patience. That child who needs your constant love. They are not interruptions, they are assignments. Not for you to fix, but for you to love. Your love will be the open door through which I enter their lives. And no, you won't always see the results right away. Some seeds take time to break through the soil, but that doesn't mean they aren't growing. Your job is to sow in faith and let me bring the harvest. Keep praying over your home. Keep blessing your workplace with integrity. Keep carrying my peace into every room. The atmosphere shifts when you walk in, not because you demand it, but because my spirit lives in you. That's real authority. That's how my kingdom advances, not with noise, but with presence. And you have that, even on days when you don't feel it, even in moments when you doubt yourself. My presence hasn't left you. I'm still with you, still speaking, still empowering you to love those I've entrusted to you. This is sacred work, and you are not alone in it. Heaven is backing you. Angels are surrounding you. I am within you. And together we're changing the atmosphere, one conversation, one decision, one act of quiet obedience at a time. So today, open your heart again. Not just to me, but to the people I've placed in your path. Even the difficult ones. Especially the difficult ones. I know it's not easy, but I will give you what you need: words when yours run out, strength when you feel weak, compassion when anger tries to take over. I will pour into you as you pour into others. This isn't about burning out. It's about being continually filled so you can overflow. Let's do this together. I'm not asking you to shine on your own. I'm inviting you to be a lamp in my hands. Steady, warm, and unwavering. Your light matters. Your love matters. Your presence matters. Keep showing up. Keep choosing me. And watch what I do through you. You've come so far, and I need you to recognize it. Not because I want you to boast in your strength, but because I want you to see how far my grace has carried you. Look back, not with regret, but with reverence. You've crossed valleys that once seemed endless. You've climbed mountains you never thought you could scale. And even though your knees shook and your heart broke along the way, you're still standing, still believing, still listening. That's not weakness, that's holy resilience. And it's time to stop minimizing that. I've been with you through every step, every setback, every silent prayer. And now I'm calling you to rise, not just in private, but in purpose. This is the season where your faith will take on flesh, where your private battles become public testimony, not for your glory, but for mine. I'm calling you out of the background. You were never meant to fade into the crowd. I placed my spirit inside you so that you could shine, not to outshine others, but to bring warmth to those still trapped in the cold. You are the light I'm sending into spaces that have forgotten hope. And it begins now, not when you feel ready, not when everything lines up. Now, because readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. It's the moment you say yes, even when your voice trembles. It's the moment you choose faith over fear, presence over performance, love over comfort. And I see it stirring in you, the shift, the awakening, the holy defiance that says, I'm not going back to who I was. I'm stepping into who God says I am. Yes, that's it. That's the sound of a soul reclaiming its identity. You were never ordinary. You've never been overlooked in my eyes. You were set apart, not left behind. You were chosen not by accident, but by design. I see the fire building again, the kind that doesn't burn you, but refines you. The kind that doesn't destroy, but purifies. This fire is not from the world. It's not manufactured. It's mine. It's holy. And it's yours. You asked me for more. This is it. Not just more comfort, but more calling. Not just more blessings, but more boldness. You weren't created to just receive, you were created to release. You carry something sacred, something that can't be bought or copied. The unique imprint of my presence on your life. And that matters. That changes things. That shifts atmospheres. But I need you to stop second-guessing it. Stop looking at others as if they're more qualified. Stop assuming your weakness cancels your worth. I use the weak to reveal my strength. I use the willing, not the perfect. I'm not looking for flawless. I'm looking for faith. And you have it. You've always had it, even in seed form. And now it's growing. Because you've been faithful in the waiting. You've chosen humility when pride would have been easier. You've chosen worship when bitterness came knocking. That's why the foundation is strong now. That's why the time is right. This is not your moment of arrival. It's your moment of release. I'm sending you into relationships that need healing, into conversations that need courage, into spaces that need truth spoken with tenderness. You won't always have the perfect words. That's okay. I'll give you what to say. And sometimes it won't be about speaking, it'll be about staying, about listening, about simply being present. Don't underestimate the ministry of presence. Don't underestimate what your stability offers to those whose worlds are shaking. When you walk into the room with peace, the atmosphere shifts. When you love without condition, people begin to believe again. Not just in goodness, but in me. That's what this is about. It's not about building platforms, it's about building bridges. It's about letting your life become the open door that leads others home. And yes, there will be resistance. Yes, the enemy will try to distract, delay, discourage. But remember who walks beside you. Remember who lives within you. My authority is your covering. My spirit is your strength. My love is your shield. You don't fight alone. You never have. And every time you've stood your ground, even when you were shaking, heaven took notice. Every time you've loved in the face of rejection, every time you've shown grace when you were misunderstood, every time you've chosen to forgive what others said was unforgivable, that was worship. That was war. That was the sound of my kingdom advancing through you. So stand tall, not in arrogance, but in divine confidence. You are not who you used to be. You've grown. You've been transformed. You're not the same person who once doubted every step. You've tasted grace, and now it lives in you.
Let it pour out.
Let it touch your family, your friends, your coworkers, even strangers. You don't need a title to be powerful. You don't need a pulpit to preach. Your life is the message. Your love is the ministry. And I'm so proud of you. You've come through fire, and you still carry light. You've walked through loss, and you still love deeply. You've been broken, but you never stopped believing. And now the world will see what I've been building all along. Not a version of you polished for approval, but the real you refined by truth. The you that doesn't need to perform because you know you're already approved. The you that doesn't shrink anymore because you know your light has a purpose. Go, my child. Go boldly. Go gently. Go knowing that everything you need, I've already placed inside you. Go not because you're trying to prove something, but because you're finally ready to live it. You've heard me, again and again. You've felt my voice echo in the quiet places of your heart. You've felt it in the stillness before the day begins. in the pause between breaths, in the ache of longing for something more. And now it's time to move, not just internally, not just in prayer or in silence, but in action. Your faith was never meant to stay hidden behind your ribs. It was meant to stretch your hands forward, to shape your words, to transform the way you walk into every room. Faith is not a feeling. It's a decision, a rhythm, a daily choice to live like you believe I am who I say I am. You were never meant to only believe in me, you were meant to walk with me. Not occasionally, but constantly. Not just when life feels good, but especially when it doesn't. I'm calling you to live faith out loud. Not by shouting, but by showing. Let people see it in your consistency. In the way you carry peace even in chaos. In the way you listen before you speak. In the way you forgive when you could retaliate. In the way you serve without needing recognition. Let them see that there's something different about you. Something eternal. Something unshakable. You've been filled, comforted, healed, restored. Now it's time to pour. Not from a place of pressure, but from the overflow of what I've done in you. You're not empty. I've placed rivers inside you. Streams of compassion, strength, gentleness, and power. Me, alive in you. Don't let those rivers stagnate. Let them flow. Let love lead, even when it costs you comfort, even when it challenges your pride, even when it forces you to break cycles that have run in your family for generations. I'm doing a new thing in you, and new things require new decisions. I'm not calling you to maintain what was. I'm calling you to build what will be. It begins with obedience. Quiet, daily obedience. The kind that's not always seen but always felt in eternity. Do you feel that tug? That invitation to take the step you've been avoiding? I've been patient. I know you're scared. I know the unknown still makes your knees shake. But this is where your faith becomes more than belief, it becomes trust. Trust that I will catch you. Trust that I will lead you. Trust that I am not sending you where I won't go first. The same God who called Peter out of the boat is calling you now. And yes, the wind may still blow. The waves may still rise. But your eyes will be fixed on me. And that's all that matters. The fear may not disappear, but it will lose its grip. You won't need perfect conditions to move. You'll just need my voice. And you have it. Right now. In this moment. I'm not just calling you to come closer. I'm calling you to go further. Further into your purpose. Further into the places that need healing. Further into the lives of those around you who are starving for something real. Don't underestimate how hungry the world is for truth. For grace. For love that doesn't flinch at brokenness. You carry that love. You carry me. That's why I've been refining you. That's why I didn't answer all your prayers when you wanted. I wasn't punishing you. I was preparing you. Teaching you how to walk when the road wasn't clear. Teaching you how to hear my whisper above the noise. And now it's time to step into the world. Not just as someone who has been helped, but as someone who helps. As someone who heals with their words. Who lifts with their presence. Who shines without needing a spotlight. This is the season of doing. Of building. Of moving forward with open hands and a soft heart. You don't need the whole map, just the next step. And I will show it. As you walk, I will reveal. As you trust, I will provide. And when you fall, and yes, there will be moments, I will lift. I will never let you fall beyond my reach. You are not stepping into this season alone. My angels go with you. My spirit flows through you. My promises cover you like a cloak. Walk with confidence, not in yourself but in me, in who I've shown myself to be in your life. You have a history with me. You've seen my faithfulness. Don't let one hard moment erase all the times I came through. Remember what I've done. Let it build your courage for what's ahead. I know it feels weighty, this calling, this responsibility, but I never asked you to carry it alone. I only asked you to say yes. Say yes again today, even if your voice shakes, even if your heart doubts, even if your steps are slow. Say yes, I'll do the rest. I'll multiply your little. I'll anoint your offering. I'll turn your obedience into fruit you never imagined. You are stepping into holy ground. This is sacred work. And I trust you with it. That's not a mistake. That's not flattery. That's my divine choice. You, yes you, with your story, with your past, with your questions, with your hope. Go forward now, not as a spectator of faith, but as a participant in my story. You are part of something eternal. Let your life reflect that. You've been learning to walk in faith, and now I want to teach you how to walk in freedom. Because faith is only the beginning. What I want for you is more than survival, more than the occasional moment of peace. It's a life fully lived, fully surrendered, fully free. I didn't rescue you so you could live in fear. I didn't heal you just so you could keep protecting your wounds. I came to make you whole, and wholeness looks like freedom. It looks like joy that's not borrowed, like peace that's not conditional, like love that flows without fear of being rejected. And I know it feels risky. Freedom always does, because it means letting go of the things you used to cling to for control. It means dropping the heavy bag of what if and what will they think. It means releasing the need to prove yourself and simply be who I created you to be. But oh, what beauty there is on the other side of letting go. There's a lightness I've been waiting to give you, a strength that's not born from striving, but from surrender. You see, the more you let me carry, the more you rise. You weren't made to live under the weight of regret, comparison, shame, or fear. You were made to soar. I want to show you what life looks like when your hands aren't clenched, but open. When your heart isn't guarded by walls, but wrapped in grace. That's where real freedom begins. And it's already yours. You don't have to earn it. You just have to step into it. The door has always been open. You've knocked. You've waited. And now I'm saying, come in. Not into performance. Not into perfection. Into presence. Into communion. Into the kind of life where you stop constantly asking, am I doing this right? And start living like you know you're already loved. Because you are. Even when you doubt. Even when you stumble. Even when your voice trembles with the weight of old fears trying to sneak back in. I love you the same. That's the freedom I offer. A love that doesn't shift with your behavior, but stays constant in every season. And when you live in that love, you become unshakable. Not because life stops hurting, but because pain no longer defines you. Not because people stop disappointing you, but because your joy is rooted in something higher. I want to take you there, to that place of inner stillness where storms may rage, but your soul stays calm. To that place where you no longer feel the need to chase what I've already given. To that place where you stop apologizing for your light and start letting it shine. This is not about arrogance. This is about alignment. You're aligning with who I've always said you are. You're letting go of the false narratives that others placed on you. You're surrendering the labels that shame tried to tattoo on your identity. And you're saying yes to the truth. The truth that you are my child, my delight, my masterpiece. I formed you in love, and I am forming you still. Not because you're flawed, but because you're being perfected in my grace. Day by day, step by step, I am completing what I began in you. And you don't need to fear the process. The pressure you feel isn't punishment, it's preparation. The tension isn't a threat, it's transformation. I am not pushing you to break. I am drawing you to break through. You're not going backward. Not now. You've come too far to turn around. The enemy will try to whisper that you're slipping, that you're still the same, that this won't last. But you know better. You've seen too much of my faithfulness to go back to fear. You've tasted too much of my presence to settle for anything less. And even when the voice of doubt gets loud, my voice is louder. I speak peace over your mind. I speak purpose into your steps. I speak favor into your future. You are not the victim of your past. You are the living evidence of my mercy. You are not the mistakes you regret. You are the story of redemption I'm writing. And yes, there are still pages to turn, but don't fear what's ahead. You're not walking into it alone. I've gone before you. I've prepared the way. And you'll find that the road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be filled with me. That's the promise I give you. Not that life will be perfect, but that my presence will be permanent. That no matter where life takes you, you will always find me close. Always loving, always guiding, always fighting for your heart to stay soft, your soul to stay open, your life to stay rooted in the eternal. So go ahead, breathe again, laugh again, dream again. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be, in the center of my hands, in the flow of my spirit, in the fullness of my love. Let yourself be free. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself become who you were always meant to be. It's time to rejoice, truly rejoice, not because everything around you is perfect, not because every prayer has already been answered, but because something far greater has taken root, hope. The kind of hope that doesn't vanish when circumstances shift. The kind of joy that doesn't depend on how easy the path feels, but on how close I am as you walk it. And I am close, closer than ever. You've journeyed through the valley. You've wrestled with the questions. You've faced the storms and still stood in worship. And now something new is being born within you. Joy. Not the kind that fades with the mood of the moment, but the kind that stays because it's been forged in fire. You've learned that my presence is your portion. You've learned that my love doesn't leave when you feel weak. And because of that, something in you has changed. You are lighter, not because the weight is gone, but because you've stopped carrying it alone. You've handed it to me, and now your hands are free. Free to bless, free to serve, free to create, free to love with open arms and open eyes. You've been filled, and now I want you to overflow. Let that joy spill out. Let it show in your countenance. Let it color your words, your choices, your relationships. You don't need to tone it down to make others comfortable. Let your joy shine, not the noisy, forced kind, but the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you belong to. Because the world is watching, not to criticize but to learn. They're desperate to see someone who still sings in the middle of the trial. Someone who smiles without pretending. Someone who walks through the fire and smells like grace instead of smoke. You are that someone. You are the living evidence of what my joy can do. It's not naive. It's not fragile. It's power, because it rises even when sorrow knocks. It stands tall even when the enemy whispers defeat. And it speaks louder than fear. That's why I've taught you to rejoice, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's not. Because when you rejoice, you align with heaven. You agree with me over your circumstances. You remind your soul that darkness doesn't win here. And every time you choose joy, even in silence, chains begin to break. Not just around you, but in others too. Joy is contagious. It's divine oxygen. It's the fragrance of heaven on earth. And I've placed it in you for a reason. Because you've known sadness, you can carry joy with depth. Because you've tasted loss, you carry gratitude with weight. That's what makes your rejoicing powerful. It's real. And that realness is what the world is craving. Don't underestimate what I can do with your glad heart. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be constant. It just needs to be honest. Let your laughter be loud again. Let your tears come if they must. But let them be tears of cleansing, not condemnation. I'm not calling you to suppress emotion. I'm calling you to let me sanctify it. Let me transform it. Let me use it to breathe life into others. Because now your joy is not just for you. It's a signpost for others. A lantern in the dark. A song that reminds weary souls that healing is possible. That freedom is real. That my love changes everything. And as you carry that joy, you'll begin to notice something. People will open up. Walls will fall. Hearts will soften. All because you chose to live fully alive. You won't even have to speak a word sometimes. Your presence will testify. Because it's not your personality they'll feel. It's my spirit. Alive. Active. Radiating from the peace you walk in. You'll find yourself surrounded by opportunities to speak life into tired hearts. Don't hesitate. You don't need perfect phrases. Just speak what's true. Speak love. Speak comfort. Speak blessing. There is power in your voice because my breath lives in it. Don't hold it back. Let joy be your language. Let hope be your accent. Let grace be your vocabulary. I'll guide your words. I'll prepare the soil. You just plant.
You juste pour.
You just keep showing up with joy as your banner. And as you do, you'll begin to see it everywhere. In the small moments, the subtle shifts, the ordinary miracles that most people miss. You'll see me in the laughter of a child, in the kindness of a stranger, in the stillness of the morning light. Because joy sharpens your vision. It awakens your senses. It makes the invisible visible. It doesn't mean pain disappears. It means pain doesn't get the final word. I do. And my word over you is this. You are joyful. You are radiant. You are chosen to bring color into gray places. You are marked by life. You are a carrier of resurrection. Let that truth settle in your bones. Let it change the way you speak to yourself. No more shame. No more self-sabotage. No more waiting for joy to be earned. It's been given. It's your inheritance. Receive it. Let it fill the spaces where fear once lived. Let it dance through the halls of your heart like a child set free. And don't apologize for it. Your joy is warfare. Your joy is healing. Your joy is a doorway to me. And I am so pleased when you choose it. This is it. The moment where everything comes together, not in a perfect picture, but in a living reality. You've heard my voice, felt my nearness, tasted my mercy, and walked through fire with me. Now you know this isn't just a message. This is your life. A new life. Not defined by your past. Not dictated by your feelings. Not confined by fear. This is the life of someone who belongs to me. Fully, freely, forever. You are no longer a stranger to my promises. You are living in them. You're no longer a visitor in my presence. You are at home. And now, I'm calling you to live as if everything I've said is true. Because it is. The world around you may not change overnight, but you have. The shift happened in your spirit. You don't carry the same weight anymore. You don't walk with the same hesitation. You don't see yourself through the lens of failure. You see yourself through the lens of grace. And that changes everything. You are not who you were. You are becoming who I designed you to be. Strong, steady, spirit-filled. You've gone from questioning to declaring, from hoping to believing, from surviving to overflowing. And now the world is going to see it. Not for your glory, but for mine. Because your life tells a story, the story of redemption. The story of what happens when a heart says yes and doesn't look back. You've let me break the chains. You've let me wash the shame. You've let me rewrite the narrative. And now you will live differently. You will walk like someone who knows they're loved. You will speak like someone who carries the truth. You will serve like someone who has been served by heaven itself. There's no turning back now. Not because you've got it all figured out, but because you finally know who walks with you. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be present. Present to my spirit. Present to the moment. Present to the mission. Because you are being sent not to impress but to impact. Not to be famous but to be faithful. You're not here to build your name. You're here to carry mine. And I will go with you. In every conversation. In every challenge. In every act of obedience. You will not walk alone. My spirit will guide you. My peace will guard you. My favor will surround you. You will speak and not hold back. You will forgive and not retreat. You will love even when it hurts. And you will shine not because you're trying, but because you're full. Full of grace. Full of truth. Full of me. The light in you will expose darkness. Not with condemnation, but with clarity. People will feel safer around you. Not because you have all the answers, but because your heart is anchored in mine. You will not be moved by trends, by fear, by lies. Your roots go deeper now. Your faith is not shallow, it's strong. And storms may come, but they will not break you. They will only reveal the strength I've built in you. The world will try to distract, to tempt, to exhaust you. But you are not the same. You've been in the secret place. You've heard my whisper. And now that whisper is your compass. My word is your foundation. My presence is your home. So go. Not because you've graduated from the journey, but because you've been transformed by it. Go into your daily life as someone different. Not better than others, but fully aware that you've been loved into wholeness. You don't need to prove anything. You are proof. Proof that grace restores, that mercy rewrites, that love wins. You are evidence that I still speak, still heal, still move. You are my beloved, and you carry the mark of heaven. Let that truth carry you into the days ahead. There will still be battles. There will still be questions. But you will not face them the same way. Because now you know where to run. Now you know who holds your future. Now you know what it feels like to be filled with my spirit. Don't let that fade. Stay close. Keep the fire burning. Feed it with worship. Water it with my word. Protect it from distractions that seek to dim it. You are not powerless. You are not unqualified. You are not overlooked. You are mine. And that is enough. That has always been enough. Let this be your anthem. Let this be your declaration. I am loved. I am free. I am chosen. I am called. I am ready. Not because I have no fear, but because I know the one who goes before me. Not because I've earned it, but because I've received it. I am no longer waiting to be worthy. I am walking in it, and I will not stop. Not until the world sees what heaven already knows. This heart belongs to God.
You've heard the voice of the one who never stopped chasing your heart. Now the question is, will you carry it with you? This wasn't just a video, it was an encounter. A seed planted. A step towards something deeper. Don't rush away. Let it linger. Let it lead. And as you return to your world, know this. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And your story is still being written by the hand of the one who calls you beloved. Until next time, walk boldly, love deeply, and stay close to the voice that gives you life.